Hello again. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, and today is day 11 of Inktober Tangles, or at least I'm doing the pattern for day 11. And this pattern is Divi, D-I-V-I, by Jem Miller, and she spells her first name Jem. And I've been working at trying to get this to look right, and I'm going to do my best to not be a perfectionist at this, but I'm going to show you what I have learned by going through the step outs and looking at what Jem did on her step out on her website. She calls herself Ragged Ray. So I'm going to show you first the basic steps, and I'm going to start with, I'm going to make these a little dark so that you can see them, 3 lines as guides, because I have found this makes mine look a whole lot better. So we have that, and when I practice this, to me it tends to look like a whale tail and a parenthesis. So from one side, I'm going to come down, and just before I get to this center line, I'm going to go down and come over to this one, come across, and do the same thing. So that's step 1. Then I'm going to come up a little bit, bring this down, and here's where it looks like a bracket, or kind of a, yeah, braces, you would call it, not parentheses. And then I'm going to move up a little bit and repeat that. I'm going to come down to the top of this one, come over about the same, bring this one down and touch that one. And then I'm going to do this aura again. And then you just keep going up, basically doing that same thing. That's where I said it kind of looks like a whale tail to me. And this is the basic pattern. And the other thing that she does, you can fill this in with other patterns, but the way that I like it is that it started a little bit wider than this. I'm going to do another guide for myself, and she made it look sort of like a leaf. So it's going to come out, come back in, and I'm going to put my line down here, down the center as a guide. And then she brought it down like this on both sides. And then for the center, I'm going to round it a little bit and bring it down. Do our aura. Come up a little bit and round it again. And she came up a little bit higher and did the same thing. Bring it around. I'm going to round this, bring it in, and come back up, round it again, again, come up to meet it again, and then you could put another little one here up at the top. Around it. And bring it around. That makes a really pretty shape. And then you could come in on these and let's see, we could add print on. To me, this is always a quick filler. You could add some flux or mocha. Kind of using this as your string. Okay, I'm not going to fill this whole thing in, but you can kind of see that you can have a really pretty pattern here. The other thing that she did on her step out was down here. She did a little bit of an R that was pretty. It ends up looking either like a leaf or a tree. I'm honestly not sure how I would use this one, but I think this is really pretty. Would go nice in a tile. And then she shows different ways to use this as a ribbon. So again, I'm going to make some guides for myself. Try not to make this too big. And this time, instead of the little whale tail, I'm going to bring this down in kind of a little curve from both sides. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, meet in the middle, and bring it over. And then I'm just going to keep doing that. Trying to make them about the same, but mine are rarely consistent. I do not strive for perfection, although I should have been watching that center line a little bit better. We can get back towards the center again. Okay, and I'm going to go up several on these so that I can show you on this some of the different ways that she did it. So this could be a border, it could be a ribbon that goes across your pattern or your tile, rather. Okay, so then I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to try to round these off. And if you'll try to start your pen just before where you left off, it's not so obvious that you've started and stopped, although it's looking kind of obvious on mine. Okay, let's just go up on this, round these off. You can have it come down a little bit more, have it come kind of straight out. Lots of different options, whatever feels good for your pattern. Oh, no, it doesn't look right. That's okay. We're just doing a quick demo here. Okay, so I'm going to come back down to this one and then just bring this back around to meet here. And then for these, I'm going to bring them in. You can have it come out a little bit. You can have it be more inside like this. You could have it come straight down like this. Just play with it. And one of the reasons I've tried to do these early, about a couple of days before the actual day 11. So I think today's the 8th for me. Is so that you can play with this and practice and find what you like before you actually do it. Okay, so one of the ones that she shows that I like is just doing a little bit of hatching down here. I think that's pretty. And then you can fill this part in, or you can just shade it. So let me just add some shading on here. And I'm going to add a fairly good amount. I tend to be probably too light on my shading. So I'm going to be brave and add more on this one. And then I'm going to soften that with my tortillon and bring it down. And this is just regular cardstock because I wanted to have a big enough piece of paper to show you. So there's an option. Another thing that you can do is to put an aura inside of here. And do a couple of those. And then maybe inside of this, we could put some hatching. Okay. You could fill this one in. And leave a little highlight there in the center. And again, these highlights don't need to be a perfect line straight across. It looks good if you'll leave them kind of ragged on the edge so it won't sparkle. Remember to turn your tile to make it more comfortable for you. Remember to relax and breathe. Okay, I think that one's really pretty. You could add little dots. She only puts 3, but I think you could do something like this. Bring, well, maybe not. Just try it and see what you think. Actually, I don't like that one. I'm just saying. Okay, try it. You may like it, you may not. try it in your sketchbook and see what you think. You can put some lines down here. Okay, let's do this again with just the 3 dots. And then fill in some lines. Okay, so there's some quick ideas. She takes this pattern. If you look at the step outs, I'd encourage you to go look at the step outs for ideas for what she does. This would just be plain, kind of like what I did down here. I'm going to go ahead and add some shading on this. Same here on each of these. You could use your graphite to turn one of these gray and then do your softening. And I'm trying to hold my tortillon the same way that I should hold my graphite pencil. One of the reasons they're short is that you can hold them at the side. If I'm doing it like this, straight up and down, then I'm going to smush my tortillon like this one is. And then it's only good for big spaces and not little spaces. So I'm trying to do better with this one. I held one on the side. I think this one is really pretty in colors. On her step out, she shows it in blue, which is really pretty. Go over here. I would definitely add some shading down here. And then after filling this in with some various patterns, you could add some good shading and finish that off. But here you go. This is just a little totem pole with various ideas for Divi. I think if I'm going to do a tile, I'm going to do this. I like that. And not sure how I would use this one. I would need to do a little bit more checking and see what other people have done. But I do like this one a lot. I hope this has been helpful for you. I enjoy doing these videos and hope that you'll come back and watch some more. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.